All right, everyone, welcome to the 2022 Ram 2500 Laramie Night Edition. All right, everyone, so let's go ahead and start. Before we even get into anything, let's go ahead and actually let me get this out of the way. So I've caught some flack in my past videos for vehicles being dirty. It literally just rained this morning, and unfortunately, I mean, the dealership didn't have time to get it cleaned before I came to view or look at it. So please bear with me in it being slightly dirty. I'm sorry, it is what it is. But we're gonna take a look at this window sticker here real quick, if I can get that to focus. There we go. So Ram 2500 Laramie Night Edition Crew Cab 4x4. Total price on this, as you can see right here, $76,985. So the base price on the Laramie Crew Cab 4x4 non-Cummins is $54,745. You add the Cummins on, that is going to be a $9,400 option. But let's go ahead and look through some of the other options we have here. Sorry for the focus, I'm trying here. So diamond black crystal paint, $100. Leather trim bucket seats, $545. The cold weather group, $145. That gives you engine block heater. And the front grille cover, snow plow prep group, $150. Transfer case, $545. Or wait, sorry. Fifth wheel gooseneck towing prep group, so it's $545, and that is back here, as you can see. Give me focus. There we go. There's the focus. All right, back up here. The night edition here costs $2,595, so that gives you all the blacked out stuff. So that's your black Cummins badge there. Let's see here. Your black up here on the hood. All blacked out front grille. Blacked out bumper, blacked out everything. No chrome side mirrors here, just the black. Everything's blacked out. Blacked out wheels you get. The blacked out side steps there. Let's see what else we got on here. Let me get this to focus for you guys again. Then you get the Laramie Level B equipment group, $4,000. That gives you the off-road pages, ventilated seats, second row in-floor storage, remote sensing or rain sensing, windshield wipers, remote tailgate, heated second row seats, radio, blah blah blah, a whole bunch of other stuff. 17 speaker system, and you get anti-spin rear axle, so there's your limited slip, $495. There's your diesel engine, $9,400, which we just covered, and a few other miscellaneous things which you can see there. All right, so we're gonna do a walk around here. Actually, before we go ahead and discuss anything more specific about this video, I'm going to insert a clip here where I had my truck parked next to it, which is a 2021 Limited Longhorn. We're gonna have this truck, and then you're gonna see a 2022 Bighorn next to it. So let's go ahead and compare the differences between all three of those now, and then we'll jump into the interior of this vehicle and show you some interesting changes for 2022. All right, everyone, so here we go. We got an opportunity here while we're filming the video for the 2022 Ram 2500 here to compare three different trims all side by side. So over here we have my 2021 Ram 2500 Limited Longhorn. And then in the middle here we have the feature of the video today with some birds on the back. But it's 2022 2500 Night Edition Laramie trim level, so it's a mid-tier trim. And then over here we have 2022 Bighorn. So as you can see, we're just going to point out some of the exterior differences real quick. Most notably the headlights here. You have a standard Ram halogen bulb, just two bulb design here. You have your low beams and your high beams. Turn signals below. Coming over here, this is going to be your Laramie lights package. So you got three bulbs up top, and then you have your turn signal below. These will be LEDs, as you can see by that Ram LED. Then moving over to the third type of lighting you get on the Ram trucks, you get your main bulb here, which has the LED, of course, there. So your main projector will be your high and low beam, and then you have your four quad daytime running lights with a LED strip beneath it right there. And then turn signal, of course, on the bottom. So that's going to be your, oh, actually, I just noticed something else. Your LED fog lights here are going to be a little slim design there. As you see, more LED fog lights there, but then your halogens on your 2500s are going to be your typical kind of old style round lights. Sorry for the noise. We're kind of right next to the road real quick. When we're going over, as you guys will see, this is probably inserted somewhere in the middle of the video. We'll be talking about that in a much quieter location. But I just wanted to point out some of the differences while I had all three of the trucks here right now. Some of the different wheel options. Sorry, my wheels are a bit dirty. These are the 18s that come on the Limited Longhorn. These are going to be the 20-inch options that you get on the 2500. So if you, depending on the trim, like if you get these wheels on the Longhorn, they will still have this sort of design where it's, we'll ignore that one because it's kind of dirty, brown on the inside with the chrome face. So that same design will carry over to this style if you got these on the Longhorn. And then let's go take a look at the Bighorn wheels. So these are going to be the standard Bighorn wheels here. 18 inches, just chrome, kind of simple 6-spoke design. Nothing too fancy there. Some other differences you can tell. The side mirrors there, chrome over here on the Limited Longhorns, and the Limiteds will also get the chrome. The Laramies get standard all black. They do fold out just like all the rest. Same on the Bighorn, all black there as well. Comparing the grills here on the Bighorn, chrome in the middle with a black plastic surround on the outside of that. This section is color matched. I believe that's part of the sport package, which you will see denoted right there. Over here on this Night Edition, when you, obviously the Night Edition takes everything and paints it gloss black, so no chrome here in the middle, all black. This is painted gloss black. The surround is all gloss black. Everything ends up being completely blacked out. Like even when you come to your badges here, blacked out Cummins badge, even compared to Cummins badge over here and over here as well. Night package also does this. So it paints these in gloss black. Now I don't necessarily like that one because over here, like on my truck, you have this like textured finish now, which is very useful for when you're opening and closing the door. You put your fingers there and push it, and it won't, well, it doesn't really say that. It doesn't really leave fingerprints as bad. But when you have a painted surface like that, it's not demonstrating very well in video, but it leaves a lot worse fingerprints when it's a painted surface rather than just the black textured surface there. But all right, let's go ahead and jump back to the video. All right, so this is going to be the interior here on the 2022 Ram 2500 Laramie Edition. Laramie Night Edition, I should say. So all black. Basically everything on this truck is black, except you have a little bit of accent like gray piping here on the seats. You get the Laramie there. You get a nice little suede outline there. Taking a look around. Yep. So there you go. That's basically the front interior. Not too much has changed, or actually basically nothing has changed design wise. We'll come back to the front, but let's take a look at the back before we completely jump in. Again, similar door cards on the back to the front. You do have some nice suede liner here. Here's the second row in-floor storage that I pointed out when we were going over the window sticker. Very nice. I think you can actually, yep, you can put these out too, so they're completely removable if you want to fill them with ice and maybe put some cold beverages in there. But there is no drain plugs in there, so whatever you do put in there, make sure you have this tray in first, so that way if you do put any ice or anything in there, you're able to empty it and not have water sloshing around in there. The seats are very similar design to the front. They do fold up. As you can see here, these also fold out, so it gives you a flat load level storage. You just flip these little guys out here, fold it forward, clear the seat. The other side of the truck has the same exact thing. You can actually see it right there. That'll fold out, but I don't need to demonstrate so you guys can see, but it does give you a full flat load level. I have my truck in that configuration right there basically all the time because I hardly have anybody sit in the back seats, and it makes it convenient for when you want to do grocery runs or Home Depot runs or whatever you do. Nice flat load level floor, and that way you're not stacking stuff on top of your seats here and possibly, you know, tearing your seats or puncturing your leather. So it makes it very, very nice to have the low or the flat load level here. Just go ahead and put these away. In the back you do have your USB, USB-C or 2 of each port. You have your standard outlet charger there for, you know, charging your devices. 2 pockets, one in each seat. There's some extra floor mats there that would be for the back here. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the interior, I think let's do one last walk around because I don't think there's anything different. You still got your tow hitch here. We showed you the fifth wheel. There's that. Blacked out badges on the back as part of the night package. It's actually a nice kind of glow coming down out of there. Lights up the Ram emblem, quite nice. There's your blacked out Laramie badge and your blacked out 4x4 badge. Moving around, the wheels again. Yep, all blacked out. It's very shiny. Hello. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and jump into the interior, and I'm going to highlight some differences that I've noticed just on my short drive over here. And I'll give you a full driving impressions video or section because there is a little bit of a change that I did notice. We'll discuss that later. Let's go ahead and inside. All right, so here we are in the interior, and first thing right off the bat I noticed, the software for the UConnect, the 12-inch UConnect screen. This is actually completely different to my 2021 Ram 2500. This aligns more with what I've noticed on the UConnect system that's in the new Durangos and the new Jeeps. So it seems to be the new way forward for UConnect. But as you can see here, even when it comes to the simple icons along the bottom, they're a completely different design compared to the old one. I'll throw some overlay clips from my truck to this truck so you guys can see the difference. But starting with home. So as you can see here, completely different design. If you're familiar with the previous UConnect systems at all, everything has changed, even to include the font. The font choice they made, everything is completely new. Up here, it seems you have, what is this? So this is where you exit. Sorry, I should hold the camera in a better angle. So up here, you can access driver profiles from this button right here. You can add profiles for your driver. So as soon as you get in, the truck will ask you, which driver profile do you want to load? You can click that, and then all of your settings, so not just your radio settings or climate control settings, but your seat settings and everything will adjust to what driver profile you set up. Up here also, I believe this is Amazon Alexa. Yep, Alexa requires an internet connection, so you can pay to have the internet connection activated on your truck, and then say you pulling up to your house, if you have the Amazon Alexa and you want to turn the lights on or open the garage door all through your Alexa, you can press that button and then access your entire home with your truck. So it makes it very convenient if you are into those sort of integration features. But let's go ahead and continue moving on. We'll go, oh, hold on, I actually just noticed something here. Hold up, down here, where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. I don't know where it went, but down here it said valet mode, which is actually very interesting. I haven't seen that on the trucks before. But here, got your comfort up top, if I can get that angled right. So of course you can make it full screen if you want to. So back here, you just hit home pages, and then it keeps, okay, there's multiple different, okay, all right. Let me hold this camera this way, because that way you guys can see it better. There's two different like home things. So here, as you can see on the bottom, I'm on home, but then here it denotes two different types of pages. This is definitely completely new. So you can swipe back and forth. So you basically have 4 different quick access features. So up here you have your navigation, your radio here, but then comfort, and then I guess shortcuts, so you can set anything you want here. So we'll do controls and backup cam. So then you're, ooh, okay, so you can set your backup cam there. Seats and wheels, so we'll do driver vent seat, and then we'll do driver heat. So you can do quick shortcuts there. So that way, before you used to have to, like, well, at least on my truck, aka last year model, you used to have to go to comfort and then access them here, which is also completely redesigned. If you're not familiar, of course I'll do the overlinks, or I'll do the, what's the word I'm looking for, guys? I'll show some clips of my truck here to compare, but it's all completely redesigned, which I was actually not very expecting. But can you change them? So here you can edit, you can change your widgets. So if you want your pitch and roll to be on your main screen, you can show your pitch and roll. So it's just random things that are actually kind of cool. Completely customizable. Before, like I said, on the 12-inch screen, you only had a top and a bottom. You didn't have multiple pages. Now you do have multiple pages. It's a quick slide right there. It's actually incredibly responsive too. I'm not sure if you guys see that. See if I can make it trip up. No, it's very, very responsive. So one other thing that is different here, I do want to click this, is vehicle information. So it does take you default to settings, I believe. Yep. But then it is a quick way to access the settings, because on some of them, unless you put the settings button down here, you would have to go into like your apps and then like scroll down the settings, which is here. Again, all updated, but you can actually access anything. If you can't find it, or if you don't set it to, you know, one of these main home pages here, you just hit apps. If you scroll down through the list, you can find it all here, or you, of course, you can use the voice control from your steering wheel, which is right here. But I'm interested in the vehicle settings here, so this is all just generic settings stuff. Yeah, safety and driving assistance. Yep, okay. Controls, okay, so this is where you do rear view camera. If you had the, there are more cameras available in the Ram 2500s if you choose, but this one only has the one backup camera. And then of course here's the off-road pages, which are actually redesigned and loaded up significantly quicker than they did on my 2021. They actually take, you know, probably 15-20 seconds to load up on mine. Goes through a whole thing, but then you have accessory gauges. That's actually kind of nice. So it takes the gauges from here in the center, or the dashboard, over here, and puts them in your center display. Pitch and roll as well. Of course, you have coordinates and then your altitude down there. So that's actually kind of interesting. There is a few less options here, I noticed, on these off-road pages compared to the ones on my Limited Longhorn. But yeah, overall, it's still the same system, still the same general functionality, just completely redesigned, and actually very much more responsive than the system that's in my 2021. This one down here also has the auxiliary panel, auxiliary switches, instead of mine is just the traditional toggles down here, where mine will only have, well, there's a blank for air suspension, but then it'll have tow haul, your exhaust brake, and then your parking sensors. This one also has these auxiliary, so if you just push them, you can hook anything you want up to them, light bars, winches, whatever. And then, yep, so pretty quick access there. They all work pretty good. The exhaust brake on the Cummins does have multiple modes, so you press it once, you get full exhaust brake. Press it again, you get an automatic mode, and then press it again to turn it completely off. Let's take a look here in the gauges. If I had to guess, they are all basically the same. And my guess is becoming very confirmed. Commercial settings. Okay. Speedometer, vehicle info. Yep, all basically the same stuff. All right, so there's basically no other changes between the 2021 and the 2022 other than this infotainment system. So we're going to go ahead and take it out for a drive. I'm going to talk really quickly about something I noticed and why I think it is that way. But yeah, let's get on the road. All right, so let's go ahead and get on the road here. I'm going to point out one of the main differences, and right away, I'm just gonna say it right off from the bat. The steering is a lot heavier on this 2022 compared to my 2021. Now, I'm not completely sure why, but I have what I think is an explanation. My 2021, I ordered it with the 18-inch wheels. This has the 20-inch wheels, which I would assume makes it feel heavier on the steering, but I'm not completely sure why. The overall diameter is still the same, so it's not like they're taller wheels or anything, but yeah, it's just something that I noticed right away after driving my truck every day for the past 6 months, 7 months since I got it. So it is something that I did notice is a little different, but overall everything else seems to be basically exactly the same. The gas pedal feels the same, brakes feel the same, the ride quality feels the same. But we'll get out here on the road. We're going to go hit a couple bumps, make sure, see if they haven't done any improvement on the ride quality. Hopefully they did, maybe they didn't, but only one way to find out, and that's to give it a try. So we'll do that, and then power. Yep, it's a diesel. It's not fast, but it's fast enough. Doesn't make it feel like it can't get out of its own way. But then one other thing I did notice here, the Laramie, oh, this one does have the RAM charger as well, so it does have wireless charging. That's part of the level 2 group. But there's no, on like my Longhorn, there's covers here for the center console, like little wooden door covers. And they're also on the Limited as well, not here on the Laramie, so there is no covers for the center console at all. But overall, I mean, it feels very premium, not to the level of the Longhorn or the Limited, obviously, but you are saving a little bit of money depending on how you option these things. So this actually has a very similar MSRP to my Limited Longhorn. Now, my Limited Longhorn I did not check a lot of option boxes. This does have a lot of option boxes checked, even if it's for like 300 bucks here, 400 bucks there. It all adds up over time after you keep checking a whole bunch of them. But for the reason I ended up going with the Longhorn is because it came with a lot of the options that this has standard. So that's why I ended up going Longhorn, because I was originally considering a Laramie like this one. But if you spend a lot of time in the builder online, you'll notice that it almost is more beneficial to go up a trim level to get the item standard than to try and add the check boxes of options on to a lower trim level to get what you want, because at the end of the day they'll end up coming out to almost the same price. So say even you take a Bighorn and you try and make it or add a whole bunch of luxury in to compare to this Laramie, it's going to end up at almost the same price, but you're going to be missing, you know, some of the nicer seat jeez, almost died there. Some of the nicer seat options. Fortunately, my GoPro fell. Let's try and get that back up here. As people speed around me, we're right around rush hour time now, so that's fun. Alright, GoPro's back. It's always a fun time here on Sour Horsepower. So, we got a couple bumps coming up. Just going to make sure that there's no drastic difference in the ride quality, as this one's kind of shaking away there. But let's see how it is right here. Is this car in front of me? Nope. About the same. Actually, it might be a little bit. I might ride it a little bit better than my 2021. But I seriously doubt that there's any major mechanical changes, because this truck, they redesigned these for 2020 is when they redesigned the 2500s. The 1500s came out in 19. 2020 was the 2500s, but they've just made small improvements, you know, every year. Like for 2021, the additional thing that they added on was the digital rearview mirror, which this does not have as an option, but on my Longhorn, the digital rearview mirror came standard. That was not a standard option for 2020, but it was for 21. And here for 2022, they've completely updated the software of the UConnect system. So yeah, overall, changes for the better. You can't really fault them. The car market moves so fast these days. You used to be able to wait, you know, 4 or 5 years for these manufacturers to make big changes to the trucks or cars or whatever. Like a model year would come out, say 5 years, if they had a 5-year life cycle, maybe at year 3 they would do a mild refresh, but that's not the case anymore. Basically every single year manufacturers are tacking on new and exciting things onto the trucks and cars to keep them relevant, because, you know, not every car manufacturer is on the same schedule. So if, say, Ram here, they came out with this truck in 2020, well, Ford announced their new trucks in 2021. So in order to stay relevant, you have to keep updating and adding stuff. So it's not like the old days of wait 5 years and then the new truck will come. Basically every single year new features are getting added on, which is really nice to see. Competition is beautiful for the car industry, and it's given us a whole lot of great things, if I could speak correctly. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, give me a like. Comment below your thoughts on the 2021, or man, can't get that right, 2022 Ram 2500 Night Edition. Yeah, a lot of stuff. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great day.